I am the chief of public relations here, and we have had more than 800 ministers or high-ranking officials from 100 countries so far. So welcome to our center again. And my apologies for the venue because we were going to have a presentation on the first floor, but unfortunately today we have a technical problem with the beam projector, so we have to do the presentation here today. So again, my apology. So I'm going to make a presentation about two things. The first is about our Pangyo Techno Valley, and second is about our center. So this is not just a simple presentation of our center, because our center is not the issue. What we try to do is actually more important. So first, I would like to do the presentation about our Pangyo Techno Valley. And if you take a look at the name, actually it's a valley. Here we don't have valley, but we use the name because of Silicon Valley. So we try to do the benchmarking about the Silicon Valley in the United States. And that means we have a long way to go. But still, the name Pangyo is the name of this area and Techno Valley. So PGTV is a Pangyo Techno Valley. So we are going to do we are going to explain about the cluster first. And PGTV status and Star Academy building plan. And second, PGTV and vision. So if we take a look at this picture is the overview of the Pangyo Techno Valley. We are here now. So cluster, I think you already have the good concept of the cluster, so I don't have to explain it again. But still, the reason why we put everything inside here all together is because if we had everything important like a digital complex here all together, we don't have to use like logistics or communications. It can be easier, and especially in Korea, like any other Asian countries, the relationships are very important between companies or government and also the local governments and central government, and etc. So since we put everything together in one place, so we can reduce the cost, and also people can get to know each other more easily. So actually we have a lot of synergy effect. So now Global R&D Business Center for ICT and Convergence Technology. In this area, especially Gyeonggi Province, we focus on the IT, ICT and IoT. It's we invest a lot of money for that because information technology and Internet of Things and fintech and also games are very important for our economy. So now this, as I said, Pangyo, the Techno Valley, it accounts for 7.4% in Gyeonggi Province. So it's almost like a 10%. We use almost 10% area in Gyeonggi Province. So that means it's very, very big. And so, as you can see, it's a project period. It's almost 10 years. And we have completed the last year, just now. And then this year we are going to open another Pangyo Techno Valley. Because we have, the cost is not so small, but actually we have made a lot of profits from that. So this is all written in Korean, but you can see the map, and you can see that everything important is all connected here. You know the Naver in Thailand. So Naver, we have it right next to our building, and here is a game for NCSoft over there, and Neowiz and all together here. So actually, if you look at this photo, actually you know everything because this clearly shows that how much we have achieved so far. And if you are very good with the numbers, you can just look at the numbers. But this whole thing just tells you that we have a lot of increase in terms of profits, and since we have the Pangyo Techno Valley. So for example, if you take a look at this part, the total sales, compared to when we say the age of 2015 and 2014, we have a big difference in terms of profits. So we have increased by 28.48%. So it was almost like 30% from 2014 to 2015. So because we have a clusters here. And also the workers here, around here, now you know that this is the end of our, the last year. Actually, this is a lunar new year, just now. So after about 6 p.m. today, it happens to be Friday. Around here, all the workers will go back home, and then it'll be like almost empty. It's because we have so many workers here. So they commute from Seoul to Gyeonggi province. It never happened before. It's simply because we have many Techno Valley here. So very good companies. So workers around here only in the, as I say, the Techno Valley, is 70,000 workers. They are not just manual laborers, as you know. They are professional and experts for computers or programming and games, etc. So now in Korea, just like in the United States, you know that many people want to work in Silicon Valley. Now in Korea, many youngsters, they have a dream of working in Pangyo Valley because this is just fancy, and also they can get to know many people very easily. So here, so the research manpower is keep increasing. So that means that all the good manpower from Seoul, they move from Seoul to Gyeonggi province because because of the cluster. So age group also, if you look at this age group, almost youngsters account for 80%. But doesn't mean that we discriminate against the people who are aged. Of course not. But just that it shows that because the youngsters are more actually familiar with the IT or computer thing. That's the reason why we have a lot of youngsters working here in this area. So, you know Seoul, you know Busan probably, and you know Gyeongnam, Chungnam, Gyeongbuk. They are all megapolis. It's a big cities. But now in our here is a Pangyo. Seongnam-si is not Gyeonggi province. Seongnam-si is almost the seventh, very high and nationwide. So if you look at here, the cars and smartphones in other areas, in other provinces, it was over $47 billion and $25 billion, but only in Pangyo, here, only in this area, the Techno Valley, not Gyeonggi province, we have $57 billion for the income. So what do we sell here? We don't sell smartphones, we don't sell cars, we sell services, we sell IT-related products, we sell also games. Games are very important in Korea because we have made a lot of money, profit from that. And on the first floor, after we finish our presentation and after we finish our tour here, we are going to go to the first floor, and some of you already have arrived here earlier, and so some of you already experienced the virtual reality. So that is one of the most important areas that we are going to do in the future. So this is our new global campus. This is going to open in March, around the 22nd. This is very huge. This is around 10 minutes walk from here. It's not too far. So as you can see here, it's already completed, but still they are preparing. So what we are going to do here, this is really big, is because here we are going to put many foreign entrepreneurs here. And what's good about this area, this campus, we are going to put all the important players all together in one place at the same time. So what we are trying to do here, let me show you just briefly about the building. Here, you see this building, this we call it global campus. It's because we try to incubate the foreign entrepreneurs. So before I explain this slide, let me show you the buildings first. Here, this is the global campus. So if you take a look at here, Global Accelerator will be in that building. So Global Accelerator is very important because let's say you're the startup company in Korea, and startup companies, they start, let's say there are 100 startup companies. Within 5 years, only 10% will survive. 90% will fail. It's not only in Korea, it's pretty much everywhere. And so and also Korea is not a big country, as you know. Korea is teeny tiny. So yeah, I know, but it's still small. So our startup companies want to enter the global market very much. So what we need is a global accelerator. So accelerator means that we are going to help the startup companies to go global. But Korea is a very nationalistic, so the human network abroad is not too strong, not as strong as the Chinese. So we try to get over it by having the global accelerators. Like, for example, in France, there is a telecommunication company like Orange. It's Orange in English. They have the accelerator program called Orange Fab. So we have Orange Fab here all together with us. So if any Korean startup company wants to enter like a foreign market, let's say in Europe or in France, it's easier because they work together with our startup companies. And if any European startup company wants to come to Korea, not only startup companies, just any companies, if they want to come to Korea, then they can contact the global accelerator like Orange Fab in France, and then they can come to us more easily. So it's like exchange programs, but what's important is that when they come to Korea or when they go abroad, they have more opportunities to get to meet the VCs or investors over there, because they are working together with the local accelerators. So this just show you the buildings in structure, and this one game means is this, like, let's say the fifth floor, there will be the entrepreneurs for games only. Or here is a cloud or software fusion or a prototype printing. Because, when you are a startup company, if you have a design, if we bring it to the factory, they will not produce it for you, because if you order like 10 units, they're not going to do it. But the startup companies, for them, the prototype products are very important because they have to see what kind of products they are going to have. So we have like a facility here, so that it's not exactly a factory, but if they bring the design here, then they can produce it for free. So as you can see, everything is all together packed into one building. So they don't have to go somewhere to talk to somebody for like IT or mobile or game. They can just talk to each other like next floor, like a fifth floor or sixth floor. They just go up there and they can talk to each other. And networking is very important. So also here is a accelerator, and also investors stay together here. So if they find very interesting, innovative companies, then they're going to talk about the investment is more easily. So everything just more accessible because they stay together. So let's go back to this part. So for us, startup companies are very important. I'm sure that you know Samsung, you know LG, I think SKT, I don't know, Naver, Kakao. That they are very big companies in Korea. Of course, big companies are very important, especially for the economy. But at the same time, the problem is with the big companies, they become like dinosaurs. They are very big. They lack flexibility. So innovative projects are actually not exactly from the big companies nowadays. So what we are trying to do, we try to make like startup companies more successful, because if the startup companies can work together with the big companies, it's good for each other, because big companies, they are just bureaucrats. They are very, very inflexible. They don't want to try something new because they don't have to, because their companies are big. They believe that, I work for Samsung. Why do I take a risk? Because I don't want to lose my job. Then I can just stay there and just doing nothing, because if I try something new and if I fail, that will be horrible. So they don't try something new, but how about the startup companies? They just keep trying something new all the time. They take risks all the time. It's not because they don't have anything to lose. It's because it is just they're in their blood. They want to do something new. They want to try something innovative. So what we try to do here, we try to find the good individuals or good startup companies. When we say startup companies, it means that some companies or individuals established less than, let's say, 7 years. So we find them and we incubate them. Incubating is for individuals. If you have wonderful ideas, and then if we find you, then we will help you, and you will have a business. Let me give you just one example. In Seoul, there was one Korean lady, and when you go to the toilet, you know that you will forget things sometimes. Actually, more often than not, it's because the structure is like we have to put things on the sides, on the behind. What if we can just put something in the front? That would be better. But somehow this is very easy. But nobody actually thought about that. And this Korean lady who didn't have any business background, who didn't have any business resources, and she came to one of our centers, and then she said, I want to have a business because I have a very good idea. So what she did is actually it's nothing new. She just attached the basket to the front door, and there's a doorknob. So once you go inside the toilet, you have to put your things inside in the basket. Unless you pick them up, you can open the door. So it's very easy. It doesn't require like a computer science. It's just a simple idea. But now she's having her business because we have a program for incubating. So preparation, we help the startup companies or individuals with the R&D and prototype also. And after that, they were going to have their startup companies. If they have a startup company, as you know, as I said, many startup companies, they want to go abroad. They don't want to stay in Korea. So, but it's not only about the problem with the language barriers. It's just that when they go abroad, they don't know what to do because they don't have the good understanding of the market. Many startup companies fail for two main reasons. The first is when you make some project or a product or services. Let's say there are no needs for that, but you thought that it's a very good idea, and then you just produce them, and then you cannot sell them. So that is one of the actually most frequented problem for the failure. Second is a lack of money. So that means they have to have a good understanding of the local market. Let's say if you want to come to Korea, and let's say you are the startup company, and if you are going to sell green banana in Korea, let's say there's a product for green banana, is it going to work in Korea? Actually, Koreans never seen any green banana unless they go abroad. So for them, staple food is not green banana. So they don't even know what green banana is because they just know yellow banana. And then if you don't have the good understanding of the market, local market, then you're going to fail. So in order to make it happen, in order to avoid happening, we help with the global partners, and then so that they can be prepared to go to market. In market means it's a global, and after that, they can work with the accelerators, and then they can have some results later on. So we work together with the research institutes, we work with the universities, we work with the public sector and private sector. Just that, especially the universities are very important because they have a very good manpower. So this is how we recruit people also in this cluster, in this area. And then post BI is after we incubate the businesses or startup companies. Let's say, I will explain later, but the startup companies who can stay here, they can stay here only up to 6 months. But 6 months is not long enough for the startup companies. So it's a post-BI, it's a business incubating. So post-BI is after the startup company finishes 6 months here, then they can go to, let's say, the universities. We have an MOU with the universities. And then they can stay there in the universities for another 1 year so that they can have enough time. They don't have to worry about the offices. They don't have to worry about the space. They can just concentrate on their business. So convergence research, because convergence, is the future for our economy. So we try to combine everything. Let's say, the IoT or cloud and security, etc. So what's important is that we try to help the startup companies as much as possible because that will be our cornerstone for our economy. So I already explained this part. So since the first Pangyo Techno Valley has been very successful for the past 10 years. So they are now working on second PGTV. So what they try to do, if you just follow the numbers, number one is a creative space, means where you are going to get to start with your business. And number two, so this is this area. So everything is connected in this area. So let's say you start from your business and you can grow your business, and then go venture space is where you are going to give it a try with your business model, and then you go to the number 4, innovative company space. Like this place. You come to our business place, and then what we do, we provide you with the mentors, like business mentors who have a long experiences. And after that, global space where you can meet with global partners or global sellers. So whenever there is a demo day, and let's say in Taiwan or in the United States or in Europe, we send our startup companies abroad. We pay for their airline tickets, we pay for their hotels, so that they can concentrate on their promoting their products and services. And after that, communication space, this is a stage where they have already established their business abroad. They have, let's say, the San Francisco office, or they have a Paris office, and then they will continue to do their business here. So we try to make it's like a circle. And then, but this area is not too big. So it's very good for the business. So just chapter 2, this is a Gyeonggi Center for Creative Economy and Innovation. So, when you hear the creative economy, what does it mean to you? Actually, okay, economy is creative or creative is economy, so it's a little bit confusing. But simply put, creative economy means combining the innovative ideas with, technology. So, what we try to do is we try to help as much as possible the startup companies. The President Park, she thought that, as I said, the innovation and also startup companies are very important for our economy. It's because, as I said, big companies like Samsung, okay, it's good. But if you take a look at the Finland, when one country relies on only one big company, later on, if that big company collapses, and that's all, it's finished. So in order to prevent that from happening, President thought that we have to have the centers to help the startup companies so that we can maintain the innovative ideas and spirits. That's the reason why she said, okay, let's have centers like this, 70 centers nationwide. But later on, it was increased, so now we have 18 innovation centers like this. So if you take a look at this map, this map is a little bit unclear, but each center has their own specialty. Imagine that let's say you are the startup company. If you are interested in the solar energy, then you don't come to us because we are here. We are here as Gyeonggi-do. It's a Gyeonggi Center. Gyeonggi Center, we focus on specializing in IoT, Internet of Things, and FinTech, and also games, and 5G, next generation communication. So if you are a startup company specializing in solar energy, you go to the Chungcheong Center. The Chungnam Center, they specialize in solar energy. But what's important about this map is if as you look at the brand, the mark, logo, it's a KT, Samsung, Doosan, Lotte. So we work very closely with the big companies. But they don't make profits right away. But each center is connected to the big company, is matched with the big companies, specializing in each section. So let's say, for example, the Kakao, they work in Jeju together with the creative center, innovation center like us. So each center has their own specialty. So if you're a startup company, if you need help, then you can go to them. Then if you have a good, solid business model or plan, and then they're going to accelerate you or incubate you. So many people ask why it is so necessary for big companies to work together with the government and on our side. It is because, as I said, the big companies are inflexible nowadays. They need some innovative ideas. I will present something very interesting later on, but as I said, almost 90% of the startup companies are doomed to fail later on. If they fail, it means that we are going to lose what they have invented, like innovative products or services. So it'll be a big waste for our economy. So, but at the same time, the big companies have a lot of resources. So if we can combine the big companies' resources with innovative ideas from the star companies, then we can make a synergy effect. And that is the reason why the big companies are participating in this project. But then you have to ask yourself why in the world. Because big companies, they don't make a lot of money from this project. It is because the big companies can have a partnership with a very innovative and creative partner star companies, and or they can even merge this star company. What's good about that? They don't have to invest too much money on the R&D because the company is already there, innovative company, star company. And if you're a big company, just buy the company at a reasonable price, and you already have the services and products right away. You don't have to start from scratch. So that would be good for the big companies. So as I said, but we have many problems in Korea, but especially, which is very bad in Korea, the regulations. Get too many regulations. Because of the regulations, the star companies fail. Let me just give you a very good example. Early this year, January 5th, the one very successful star company actually shut down. It was because there was a new law was passed by the National Assembly, and that this star company, they were selling online the second-hand cars. They have been making a lot of profits. But then, because since they deal with the second-hand cars online, offline, there are also the second-hand car sellers. They don't have the internet. They have the internet, but they don't know how to use it very well. But they just deal with the second-hand cars offline. So they were angry because this online star company was making a lot of money. So probably they did the lobbying, and then so the law was passed. The law, according to the new regulation, if we want to sell second-hand cars online, you have to have offline, very big parking lot. Then you know how absurd it is, because if you want to sell in eBay, you have to have your own offline shop. It doesn't make sense. But it happens sometimes. It actually happens more often than not. So that kind of problem we try to get over. So that's the reason why we try to nurture the local, very good ecosystem for startup companies. And the second is a focal point of local economy and industry innovation. And third is really important. We try to find a good model for collaboration between big companies and SMEs or startup companies. So until now, actually, as of 2015, in nationwide, as I said, we have 18 centers like this one. We have found more than 439 startup companies, very innovative, very creative, and then we try to accelerate them. We try to help them as much as possible. Helping them does not mean that we do the business for them. We just provide them with legal consultations or tax-related consultation, or the mentoring, and also the patent-related consultation for free. So this is a very, we have been open only less than 1 year, but still 439 is a very impressive numbers. And then let me give you just some examples. If you take a look at the first one, this company is a Tagway. Some university students got together, and then they decided to, invent this. This is amazing. All of you, I'm sure that you are using smartphones. Smartphones are very convenient. It's very good. But problem with the battery, it's just simply consumes itself too fast. So these university students thought that, what if we can use our body heat? And then what if they can produce the electricity? So they developed this device, and this device can transform your body heat into electricity. So this is amazing. And this one, Ripple Buzz. Let's say all of you start talking now, and somebody calls me. Then there are too many noise around me. So whatever I said, the other person cannot hear me. But this one, inside the earphone, there's a microphone inside it together. It built in it. So what's amazing about this product is that our voice does not come from our mouth only. It comes from our ear also. So this ear set will catch your voice from your ear canal. So there's no noise at all. This product is already going to be released this month. So if we let this kind of startup companies, which are very innovative and creative, disappear or fail, that'll be a shame. So that's the reason why we try to help them as much as possible. And helping them, as I said, they don't have to make their company like a big company like a Samsung. If they have problems, and if the big companies, they think that this is a really good opportunity for them, then they can invest in the company directly, or they can buy their company also. It's not a bad thing. So as I said, our center is not governmental branch. Our center is supported by the central government, and our center is supported by the local government, at the same time KT. The fund that we have here per year, everything that we pay for rent and everything will be paid by these three entities. Especially KT's big company, they pay almost like a 60%, and the others, they pay like a 40%. So, as I said, our center focuses on the next generation communications with let's say 5G. With the 5G, now we are using LTE or 4G. With the 5G, if we can make it happen, then we can download the movies like within seconds. That is really, really amazing. But this technique is not yet with us. And these 4 areas, actually, don't get me wrong, because this does not mean that we are specializing in these 4 areas. We are helping the startup companies specializing in these areas. This is what we do. And Global Hub is that if any startup company wants to enter the foreign market, and we help them, and if any foreign startup company wants to come to our economy, enter Korean economy and Korean market, then we help them. So if you find any amazing Thai startup company, then you can contact us, and then we can work together for acceleration. So pretty much what we are doing is incubating and accelerating. The problem for incubating, let's say individuals have amazing ideas for business, but they don't have the resources. So incubating is we find the individuals who do not have the business yet, that we help them so that they can transform their ideas into business. But we have limited resources and time. We cannot help all of the individuals. We are going to select individuals who have very good ideas and with solid business models, and then we help them. And so far, for our center, we have found 12 individuals, and we are helping them to transform their ideas into the real business. Accelerating is a little bit easier, relatively speaking. So we have found like 42 startup companies until now, and we are accelerating them. Accelerating them means we help them with a promotion, we help them with a VC or investment, we help them with a fund, we help them with a professional business advice. So now our center has 35 staff and 40 mentors and 20 staff from KT. Probably the 40 mentors, they are very good with the business. But the problem is they don't have a very good quality yet. So we try to improve them. We try to find really good mentors. Because mentors are going to provide a professional business advice for the startup companies. So, as I said, IoT is the Internet of Things. I'm not so sure whether you are familiar with the Internet of Things. You are familiar with that, right? So, if you're a startup company in line with the IoT, and then you can come to us. We have a very good example for IoT. Let me show you something very interesting. This is one of our products, but this is not sales yet. This is IoT product. We call it the 247. This is a phone case for iPhone or Samsung. It looks a little bit strange, right? It's because this is a stun gun also, taser. Yeah, So how it works, I cannot show you now because it's very dangerous. But what I can tell you is that, this is IoT product. So it's a good example. Why is IoT product? Because if you use this one, let's say just for, you have to show here, you have to put your fingerprint, and then it recognizes your fingerprint. Because the other person who is a criminal, he can use it against me. So, but his fingerprint is not registered here, so he cannot use it. So what we have to do, we have to put our fingerprint here, and it recognizes our fingerprint, and then right away, this phone will start sending the video stream to the police. So the police will know, because it's recording, the police will know who is the criminal. And at the same time, I can use this one, because it is stun gun. And then this is also notifies the police of what's happening now at real time. So this is just good example for IoT products. So this company now is doing business in the United States and in Korea at the same time. And they have got a lot of investments and pre-orders also. Simply, there are many amazing products for IoT. And fintech is a financial technology. I will show you, but there's an iris detector, and iris detector is very good because if your iris is registered in the device, and then you can pay for your coffee without carrying any credit cards, because the iris detector is connected to the bank database. So the bank database will identifies you, and then you can pay from your account directly. So game also. The problem with the games nowadays, what's happening in Korea, I don't mean to disrespect China, but the Chinese companies, they just keep recruiting the good human resources from Korea, from Japan, everywhere, pretty much. And so if they're very good game developers in Korea, what they do is that they just go to China because we have many regulations in Korea. So we try to find developers for games, our centers, and then we try to help them so that they don't leave countries. And then the 5G, I already explained it. So far we have many partners around the world so that the startup companies can enter the foreign markets more easily. In the United States and France and Spain, in South America also. We keep increasing, but we don't have it in Thailand yet, so we hope that we can find one in Thailand. And fintech, I already explained this, so let me skip it. Now, this is almost last slide. We have found the startup companies, 13 startup companies for IoT, and game startup companies 8, and fintech for 4, and the others, etc. It means ICT related to startup companies, most of them. So in total, the 42 startup companies can stay here for 6 months, and then we help them. We provide them with pretty much everything that we have. And then when they are ready, we can send them abroad or they can do their business. I'm sorry about the numbers. 41 is not 41, it's 42. So that'll be the end of our presentation. So we are going to make a tour here. Then let me show you around. So I will send this PPT, PowerPoint to the Ms. Nam, and then so that she can give it to you also. Okay, thank you for your patience. Okay, thank you.